If you want insane deals on legit PC keys from great developers, use my Fanatical link down below and start saving yourself some money. Alright, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel, guys. I know, I haven't uploaded in a week. I know, it's because there's literally fuck all going on. But this week, we got a Mordhau release, which I'm going to be talking about tomorrow. Today's video is specifically about a game that was sent to me. It just appeared on the Steam store. It's coming out May 15th. Nether, the Untold chapter. Now, if you guys have been around since like the very beginning of my channel, you know that I was a huge Nether fan. I ran one of the biggest communities, the Headhunters, on Nether back in like 2013, 2014. We ran shit over there, and I loved Nether, and I hated what the developers did to the game, which was essentially fuck all. They essentially let the game die. And then the servers went down. There was a change of hands with the IP. It went from Nether Productions, from Phosphor Games, to somebody else. And then that person or that team that bought it went and then sold it back. And then it became what was called Nether Resurrected, which when it first launched, Nether Resurrected, it was a single player. It was like the developers were like, hey, I know you guys want to play it single player. Here is our, we're not going to host servers. You guys can basically host your own player hosted servers. The old backend was ripped out. No need for any login besides Steam. You control the community, and they basically was just like, hey, here it is, $10. And I fucking hated that. I thought, like, if you're gonna call it Resurrected and then not put any effort in to really make it the game that it should have been, it pissed me off. And then I find that Nether, the Untold chapter, and it's being published by Nether Productions LLC, but it's actually being developed by a company called Fredicus AB. And I've had discussions about Fredicus in the past, when they covered and basically redid Infestation, the new Z. They bought the IP Infestation from Sergey in whether it was a rented or like a licensed play or whatever the case is. They took Infestation, the new Z, from Sergey Titov and Free Reign Entertainment, and they basically modded it themselves and created essentially a new version of Infestation. And at the time, I said I didn't feel right supporting it. Even though there was a lot of things I liked about Infestation, I didn't like supporting this version because they're still connected to Sergey Titov. And that was my biggest problem, was that game was being made on that shitty fucking Infestation engine. It was being licensed in some way by Sergey Titov, and it just wasn't something that I wanted to get involved in back then. But now we have the team coming out and essentially doing the same thing for Nether, which to me is a little bit more interesting, because I personally think that with the right development team behind Nether, it actually could have been one of the better survival PvP games out there. So this is really interesting to me. Now, according to the store page, it's coming out in about 2 weeks. But the original Nether came out 2013, 2014, so what's changed? And according to their store page, key features: discover an open world featuring a massive city landscape with open high-rise buildings and unforgiving outskirts. One of the best things about Nether was that it was one of the only survival games that focused on an urban environment all the way through. So you're not constantly just running through forests and bullshit emptiness. This game had a lot of high-rises, places to snipe down from, and places to hold up as like our community just ran through the streets and held shit down. It was so fun to play. But I'm wondering, there were a lot of issues with that map back in the day in terms of like doors not looking proper with the scaling and some of the textures on like the roads and stuff just not matching up. I hope that they came in and polished the shit up. According to this page, one of the most unique survival experiences has been given a new look, optimizations, content, new monsters, bug fixes, and a powerful anti-cheat to ensure a fun and fair game experience. Scavenge and fight your way to survival, build up your inventory, complete objectives to earn XP, and level up your character's abilities. Craft and search the city for a wide selection of weapons and gear you can group up. And it looks like they're offering official servers, or it says you can host your own with up to 64 players to tailor the game experience to your needs. The thing about Nether, and people who played Nether and are into these survival games and have played it and experienced it, I'm sure most of them will tell you that Nether was one of those games in like the early days of this survival genre that showed the most promise and the most heart. Now, I hate the word potential, but that game had it in fucking droves. So I'm very curious to see what's going to happen here, if the game has changed at all. According to some of the screenshots, looks pretty similar to what it was back in 2013, but not that that's necessarily a bad thing. Some of the screenshots actually look pretty good. My biggest concern is the fact that this is now the third iteration of Nether, where if you look at the course of the development, nothing's really happened between all three of these Nether Resurrected, and now whatever this Untold chapter is. And one of the biggest things is, if you look at Fredicus AB, what they did with the new Z, they released it for free. That actually rhymed a lot. AB, new Z, released it for free. If Nether, the Untold chapter comes out and it is free to play while these guys make changes and update the game, now I don't know what the hell's going on with the new Z, if these guys are big enough to update both, or if that game's been totally abandoned, I have no fucking clue, but I'm very curious to see what's going to happen. This is the third iteration, and I definitely have my eye on it, being somebody who backed Nether the first day that it came out. I remember the hype for it. My community was so fucking excited, and we held it down in that game. So this is something that I'm definitely looking at. I want to know if you guys have played it. We've talked about it a few times in the past on the channel, but if you guys have played Nether, even if you haven't, looking at some of the screenshots and even the trailer here on the Steam page, let me know what you guys think down below in the comments section. This is interesting. I'm a little bit on the fence right now because I really want to see what these guys are going to do. My name is Bigfry. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoy the content, again, I'm sorry. There's just been nothing I've really wanted to talk about in the last week or so, but we're back to it. Content coming out the ass. I did a stream of Mordhau tonight, and you guys are going to get my full thoughts on the game tomorrow evening, so keep an eye out for that video as well. And if you guys enjoy the content, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. And if you guys could, like the video and share it on social media. It does a lot to share the channel and get the name out there and do all that cool stuff. My name is Bigfry. Enough selling out, and I'll see you on the next one.